Hey, Jonathan and Madeline. In the interest of scheduling, I've decided to produce a little video to give you an update of where I am with the design. I need your feedback to keep working towards our end goals. I have, as we discussed last time, changed the driveway into the exposed aggregate pea gravel. I added back a medallion in the center. I really would like to tie in this front porch stone somewhere else on the plans, and I feel like this is an area that won't actually get driven over very much. Mostly you're parking over here or coming in and out of here, so I feel like it's safe to use that Pennsylvania bluestone, which is a sturdier stone than our Tennessee fieldstone. I'm showing it as a cap on the mailbox. Your mailbox already has a nice cap, but I added a couple of columns to both ends of this lowered retaining wall, just to give a little more presence and potentially adding a couple of lights. I also added some wall lighting just so that our guest area is well lit. See if I've made any other changes. Oh, I added a little bitty retaining wall, and I don't even think this guy's would necessarily do any retaining. I'm showing some miscanthus grasses planted behind it, which will have enough height to pull off a little bitty wall, but it's just something for the right-hand side of the driveway, a suggestion. This wall block is the one suggested by John. Pull this picture over. And I think it looks nice. I think it ties in well with your existing columns. Comes in several different sizes of blocks, so you can do smaller walls, larger walls, and I even like this dimensional cap that they have. It's very clean, ties everything in together. I'm showing my cap as a grayish color to kind of bring together the front porch grays, and so capping this with the dimensional cap from the manufacturer, and then having natural stone on top of the columns, and then the island area. Maybe we can even use this same cap or a paver to tie all of those lines in together. So here I'm showing us at night. I'm going to move the sunshine back to the daytime. Oh, it's so bright. Turn down the sun a little bit. Goodness gracious. There we go. So I have adjusted the grading. You can see I still have some tweaking to do, but this is a foot tall wall above grade, and then below grade, it is 3 feet total. So these little rings are our weep holes, so it's about 2 feet below, as a retaining wall, plus another foot as a decorative wall. I think it'll look really nice and present well. This little wall is dependent on exactly where these guy wires come down. I think, especially if we're not backfilling it, we can work around them. I guesstimated about where they go. Not shown, I should show you that all of this is just inside the property line, so that we don't have to have any special variances or anything other than just repouring this driveway apron, which is pretty commonplace. All of our construction is within the property line. Make things easier. All right, so I took away the big, huge, expensive stepping stone path, but I do think with all this driveway water, some of it will be going down this way. So I've put in a decorative dry creek bed, which I think they're beautiful, but it will also function. We can funnel, I think I've even got it. Yeah, see how it's like higher here and higher here, and we can push the water down and back towards the stream, and we'll also be pushing water back toward the street. But some of it will go through these weep holes. I think the city will like us not just dumping all this new driveway right onto the street. But that will be a decorative element and take care of the stormwater from the driveway. I've made some plant suggestions, some boulders, accent a creek bed to make them look very natural. Reusing your Cleara from the right-hand side as discussed, and all the way as far as they'll go on down this way. I have turf grass for the main area at the top of the hill between our driveway and our tree line. and a little bit on the right hand side just to give a clean palette, and if car wheels were to go off, they're not running right into a wall or a column. All right, let's walk around the right hand side. I'm trying to mimic your inspiration picture for the natural stepstone rectangles. I've put in a little arbor door, obviously optional, but it would be fun to grow some. These are climbing hydrangeas or some sort of beautiful vine to invite you which way to get to the pool. I've got matching rosemary on both sides, one here and one here for a little bit of symmetry, and maybe some potted plants as well. I have woodland garden plants going down the walkway. Japanese forest grass, heuchera, ferns, hostas, just a collection that's well organized of lush plants that won't get too big. These are shown full grown. That takes us back to our gate. Okay, let me flip around to the backyard. So I came up with the idea, I was really working through the idea of expanding this stepping stone path all the way to our new outdoor kitchen. It would be a real pain in the tail, I think, to have that loose gravel so close to the pool. And then I tried expanding the travertine, but that just was so much hardscape in such a small place. So I came up with the idea of using some lush artificial turf. I think I have a couple of pictures. The products they have now do not look like putt anymore. The high quality plush grass is quite beautiful. Pulling it up now. Done several projects, and it is just very realistic looking. This would give us two benefits. One is no maintenance right around the pool. Also, we can leave the existing drainage system in place. This turf is permeable, so stormwater can go still down into that gravel that we've set up under there. And it's comfortable and clean and wonderful to walk on barefoot. So I think it makes the perfect complement to our evergreen planting. Let me know what you think. I'm going to put a few more plants down there. I think this gate is going to close off this space. Let me know if that's not correct. Made our outdoor kitchen, since it's custom, I made it a little bit narrower so it fits right in between these two columns. We need a column every 8 feet per Brookhaven, and we didn't really need the sink and all of that anyhow. So my mouse is malfunctioning. One moment, please. There we go. So retaining wall, because we don't have stucco anywhere else, I thought maybe we would just do the painted brick there with the new manufactured stone and cap. I've got the cap back here in a coordinating color rather than a contrasting color like the front yard. Remember, in the front yard it was gray up here to kind of tie in with that front porch gray. We could do that back here too. Just was trying to keep the color palette to a minimum since we have all these different materials. I kept the travertine to cap these little knee walls to coordinate with this wall. Let me know what you think about that. What else? Okay, let's come over here to pool space. Oh, I'm going to hide all these plants real quick because you can't see what's going on with all the trees. Can't see the forest for the trees. How come they're not all together? Oh, that's materials. One moment, please. I need a new mouse. I don't know what his problem is. He's got new batteries and everything. Okay. So I used the manufactured stone, same as the front yard, but with the brown cap to just kind of blend everything in together. Again, that could be gray or even travertine back here if you want. I've kept your plant choices simple. I tried to put in, some evergreen upright things so it won't just be barren in the winter time. But, a small palette of colors and plants. These are elephant ears, which I love. They come back and get full grown every year, but you don't ever have to prune them. Same thing with the canna lilies. I filled these 2 spaces on either side with just some monkey grass for evergreen interest and erosion control. We have a little hill there on the inside of our stairs. Same over here for symmetry. I have revamped the walkway and, oh, I put in a pool fence. Forgot to tell you about that. That's been a few days ago that I did that. This is my suggestion for the best, cleanest, least obtrusive place for your pool fence. I'm happy to show it to you further out or, okay, let's go down here and look. So when you're up here standing, hold on, let me go back to the pretty presentation mode so I can go to walking height. There we go. So standing up here on the pool deck, about this tall, you're just kind of looking out over the fence from up here, was my thinking. And it accomplishes what we want, symmetrical. Got an exit here on the far side. I figured this will be the most commonly walked path. This is the path that also has the most drop off. So I've got 3 steps in the middle of the concrete area, so it's not a steep ramp. This is a little less steep over here. On that side, yeah. And then I came up with the thought that I've used artificial turf up here, and I was like, we really wanted to look out on our grassy lawn. And it's going to be so difficult to control weeds, and you certainly are going to have a hard time growing any kind of warm season grass that's resilient. So I thought maybe we might try artificial turf out here too. You can put it down right over a little bit of gravel or sand. You don't have to do the professional putting green installation, although we could easily work that in to one of these areas. That would have more like a paver base with the compacted aggregate and all the things. But I have put down artificial turf, just not right over the dirt because it would get muddy, but with a little inch of mason sand or 89 granite with gravel, which is really, really small. And I think it would make a really nice play area, clean, easy to care for. This is, to me, what I remember is the majority of where your weeds are all popping up, right here in this river bottom area. Let me know what you think about that. I've got it in 2 separate pieces because there are so many trees going through the middle of here. Rather than having circles around each one, I just separated it. And I think it looks really natural. Let me unhide the trees again. Especially from a distance. I think it would be gorgeous. I also bothered to design this no more than 30 feet across. This stuff comes in 15-foot rolls, so that maximizes our use of the product and keeps us from having to piece it together too much. Obviously not going to be allowed by the city because of the setback, but it's not even really a hardscape when you install it over just an inch of gravel. So I look forward to hearing your thoughts about that. What else do I need to talk with you about? Well, so let me know your thoughts. We like the idea of the manufactured stone wall and the cap. All these choices can be decided later, but it helps me when I'm engineering your working design to know kind of our direction and what we want to do. I'm open, of course, to a Zoom call with all of us so that we can work on these details together in live time rather than through a video, but I figured this would give you both a chance to watch it at your leisure. So let's go back out front. I look forward to hearing your thoughts on all the new ideas. Talk soon.